This morning, new images of a vehicle fire outside a local business on Madison's west side overnight. The latest from investigators.
Plus, we get an inside look at a new area clinic, how local doctors are teaming up to help people with access to abortion.
And we've had some ice form in areas to the north, mainly of Madison this morning. In fact, it's created a closure on I-94 westbound just north of Toma.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on a very busy Wednesday morning. It is January 11th. I'm Josh Breiter.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slisko with your first warn weather. The issue this morning, especially to the northern part of our viewing area, is going to be some freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and we're seeing some traffic impacts now.
Yeah, especially areas to the north. We haven't had any in the Madison area yet. Of course, the traffic just getting going, but you can see this band of precipitation that's been pretty steady just along I-94, I-90. Headed to the north and east toward Fond du Lac, seeing the precipitation as well. A little bit of enhancement now starting to move out of the Platteville area toward Dane County, so we might start to see that move into the Madison area over the next half of an hour or so. And that may cause some problems because we actually do have temperatures that are below freezing. We do have the winter weather advisory, Marquette, Green Lake County, over toward Dodge and Jefferson County until 9 o'clock this morning. I think a lot of this precipitation will come to just about an end within an hour or so, and then things should gradually improve. We're still below freezing, though, in Madison, sitting at 31. Where they're really seeing the problems up on the northwest side, where temperatures are in the upper 20s and causing some icy spots up there. Watch out for some ice, even in the Madison area, bridges, overpass, the elevated roads for the next couple of hours, but we should get in some sunshine and warm weather later today.
All right, Kelly Slifka, thanks a lot. We're covering some breaking news from overnight. We have been making calls all morning on a house fire in Jefferson County. It actually happened in the city of Jefferson. We know that the call came in around midnight and was still burning a couple hours later. 6 departments had to be called in to put this one out. We know that crews recently arrived back to their respective stations. Everybody's been called off at this point. The house right here on East Linden Drive near Stop and Block Park, everyone made it out safely. No injuries to report.
Also new overnight, we have up-close viewer pictures of another fire this morning. You can see someone in this picture has a fire extinguisher spraying the vehicle. This happened at the Discount Tire on the west side of Madison near Old Sauk Road and the Beltline. Madison fire crews say they were called around 9:30 last night. We're told everyone is okay this morning. You can stay on top of these breaking stories overnight, as well as that traffic news, too, with more on our Channel 3000 mobile app. We will provide updates on that throughout the morning. That app is free. Just search for Channel 3000 in your app store.
Happening today, a Madison teenager is expected in court for a plea hearing. 18-year-old Avian Howard facing a charge of operating a vehicle without consent for this crime back in the spring. You remember this? It allegedly captures Howard crashing a stolen car on the Beltline right during rush hour. He and 5 others then ran from the scene, some of them jumping right into the marsh to get away. Nobody was hit by oncoming traffic here. Howard's plea hearing is scheduled for 9 o'clock this morning.
Also happening today, the University of Idaho begins a new semester. For some, it will be the first day back on campus since 4 students were murdered in November. Officials say there will be fewer state troopers patrolling campus now that a suspect has been caught and charged. Counseling services will continue to be provided, and programs around safety and security are being introduced.
Right now, Madison Metro school administrators are exploring some new options for increasing pay. It comes after last summer's severe staffing shortage resulted in hundreds of students having to be unenrolled. In 2021, summer school staff made $40 an hour. Compare that to last summer, staff made $28 an hour. So the new recommendation for this summer is to bring that number back to $40 an hour. The Madison Teachers Union says that while they aren't ready to comment on this specific proposal, they do advocate for increased access to summer school.
We want to make sure that we're making things better for a better future, and that means investing in our kids. And that's not just a September to June sort of commitment. That's a year-round commitment, even if school technically isn't in session for a certain number of students or staff.
District estimates put the proposed change at about $700,000 in cost. That puts a total 6-week program cost at $3.4 million. This would allow for 4,000 students to enroll in summer school courses. A vote on the increased wage could come as early as this month.
6:04 right now. Two caregivers on each side of the Wisconsin-Illinois border are coming out of retirement. They're compelled by the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, joining forces for abortion access.
The goal here is to help people in our area get treatment where it's still legal. Our Tahalil Moholdin visited the new clinic in Rockford.
Leadership at the Rockford Family Clinic started planning for this facility as soon as they realized Wisconsinites were at risk of losing abortion access. Now, with their doors officially open, they say the calls for help are pouring in. For Meg Larkin, being a caregiver her whole life comes naturally.
What gets to me the most is that there are people in need.
So when she was asked by a former colleague to step in as center administrator for a new medical abortion clinic in Rockford, Illinois,
I said, sign me up.
The request came from Madison-based Dr. Dennis Christensen.
I felt compelled, because I've been doing this for the past 50 years, to try and ease the burden on the patients that I had been serving.
Since June, Christensen had been working to open a place that would provide pill-based abortions to people in Wisconsin, even paying out of pocket to make it happen. Why make that commitment?
Well, it seemed the quickest way to get it done.
Last Friday, Rockford Family Planning saw its first patient, but getting to that point meant dealing with some community pushback.
Basically, Illinois has become a death destination for people from other states.
For months, members of the Rockford Family Initiative, an anti-abortion group, have been protesting the clinic in part because of its location.
It's just not fair to the people who live in this residential neighborhood to have this right next door to them.
But for clinic leaders, that hasn't been an issue. They say the community support is there, and that when it comes to providing abortion access, opposition just comes with the territory.
There is something extremely fulfilling in being able to do something that is so meaningful, even if it does mean you work in the trenches.
In Rockford, Illinois, Tahlil Moholdin, News 3 Now.
Construction is already underway for a second clinic that will add surgical options to Rockford Family Planning's care options. Administrators say if all goes well, they're expected to open up in April.
In more local news, the University Club at UW-Madison will open its doors later this month for the first time since the pandemic began. The club is set to reopen on January 23rd under the management of the Wisconsin Union. You'll notice the space will look a little different from when it closed down, as there's been a bit of a redesign. New to the University Club is the Union Commons, a casual dining space which can also serve as a study spot for students. Various food and drink options will be offered, including coffee, tea, wine, sandwiches, and soups.
Right now, researchers say there's evidence that cutting out alcohol in January, even for just a month, can have benefits that last well into the year. The Washington Post reported on one study found in BMJ Open, which found that people who stopped drinking for the month saw significantly improved metabolism. Those people also shed about 4.5 pounds. They had lower blood pressure and a substantial reduction in levels of insulin resistance. Researchers also found that people who didn't drink in January were drinking less alcohol in general. Medical professionals say taking a break from alcohol can help you sleep better, elevate your mood and energy levels.
Well, many celebrities are waking up very happy this morning after some big wins at the Golden Globes Awards. The show returned last night after a year where it was taken off the air, honoring the best in film and television. A couple of notable wins here included Angela Bassett winning for her role in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, marking the first time a Marvel star earned a major award. Also for the first time, nominee Austin Butler won for his portrayal of Elvis. And comedian Eddie Murphy taking home top honors, winning the Cecil B. DeMille Award. The show also featured a special appearance from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Time right now, 6:08, and coming up, it's my favorite time. In the 6:08, we have an inspiring update to a story we brought you last month. See just how much Remits was able to donate to local food pantries.
And the Badgers men's basketball team waking up after a tough loss in the latest Big Ten matchup.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from bothersome or painful spider veins or varicose veins, please join us for our upcoming seminar where you can learn what new procedures may be able to help you.
And Doug.
Hey man, nice base.
Clearly you're a safe driver. You could save hundreds for safe driving with Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Woo! We gotta go again.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
This year, say yes.
I couldn't be more thrilled with my results. I'm over the moon happy. Look at that waist.
Yes to confidence.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
Yes to a new shape.
These are my results. I am so happy.
Yes to a new you.
I'm Dr. Elena Vega. Imagine you could remove this much fat from multiple areas all at one time.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good.
I have the flattest tummy that I've had in 25 years.
I'm able to wear things that I never thought I would wear again.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
Find out how you can get $250 off with our New Year exclusive offer. Call 1-800-993-0752 or go to sonobello.com.
With my low energy, I can't even blow up this celebratory balloon.
At Planet Fitness, there's hope. Now through January 12th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and turn your low energy into big fitness energy in 2023 in a clean and spacious, judgment-free zone with tons of equipment to get you energized.
Low E? Not for me.
Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, January 12th.
If you suffer from bothersome spider veins or painful varicose veins, please contact us at Stoughton Health to learn about what new procedures may be able to help you.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
We're back now at 6:12 to spread some good news in the 608 this morning. We have a positive update to a story we first brought you in December. Remits raised a record-setting amount for food pantries in 2022 rather. That's the group of volunteers we featured in Madison who make mittens out of old wool sweaters and donate the proceeds. That record-breaking number comes out to, get this, $110,840 for the last year alone.
All right.
Yeah, isn't that incredible? So since their founding in 2009, they've raised more than $750,000 for local food pantries. If you'd like to help, they are always in need of wool sweaters to continue making the colorful mittens that you see at more than 30 locations around Dane County. They work year-round for the November to December selling season. You can just go to channel3000.com to learn how you can help. Remember to let me know what inspires you in the 608. I'd love to share your story. You can reach out either on social media or email for a chance to be featured.
Do you think they sent those to Bernie Sanders? Those look like Bernie Sanders.
They do look
mittens,
like Bernie mittens, don't they?
They really do. That's a great update, though. That's a lot of money, doing a lot of good. So you will find them in roughly 1/3 of U.S. kitchens. A new report says gas stoves can lead, though, to an increase in childhood asthma. That is just one reason the federal government is considering banning them. Emily Haugen has more.
A commissioner for the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says banning that product, one that 20% of Wisconsinites have in their kitchen, is one step to a cleaner environment. It's easy to tell. When the flame kicks on, it's time to cook. But turns out gas stovetops don't come without risks.
There's combustion going on. It's not just a heating element heating up like an electric range does. So it's intuitive that this could create some problems.
Multiple members of Congress, including Representative Gwen Moore from Wisconsin, wrote a letter to the CPSC in December saying these emissions present real health risks to millions.
People with respiratory disorders are the ones that are at the greatest risk. So people with asthma or COPD or any other chronic lung condition, that this could be an irritant to them and flare things up.
At Gunderson and La Crosse, Dr. Todd Marr says it can be tough to make a direct connection.
This has been going on for the last 10 years, to my knowledge.
But research makes it clear. A recent study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health reports that almost 13% of childhood asthma in the U.S. can be attributed to gas stove use.
And so they're looking at this saying, hey, is this something that we can mitigate?
Making the switch to electric isn't always easy. It can be expensive. But for now, you don't have to stop use entirely.
Use it with your exhaust fan on. If you don't have an exhaust fan and you have a window nearby where you could crack it open temporarily to really allow some of that to get out of your house.
In many cases, all you have to do is flip a switch. The CSPC said in a statement that it will not propose any regulatory action at this time. If it does, the organization says it will be a lengthy process. In the kitchen, this is Emily Haugen for News 8 Now.
In a blog post in early December, the American Gas Agency criticized the idea of natural gas stove bans. As a whole, the group argues natural gas bans can make housing more expensive, cut off access to renewable natural gas options.
6:15 right now. School watch is now up at the bottom of your screen. We're dealing with some freezing drizzle out there, Kelly.
Yeah, especially just to the north of Madison. We've been seeing this band, pretty steady band of it. It's really light precipitation, but it doesn't take much freezing drizzle or freezing light rain to cause some icing on those roads. Even in the Madison area, I wouldn't doubt if we don't see some of the bridges and overpasses and some of those untreated roads and sidewalks get a little bit iced over. Most of it is up to our north, but we are seeing this enhanced activity coming out of the Dodgeville area along 151 toward Dane County. So you might start to see that increase a little bit over the next half of an hour or so. So we do have winter weather advisories. They are in effect for Marquette, Green Lake, also into Dodge and Jefferson County until 9 o'clock. But even in the Madison area, watch out some of those secondary roads. You might be just cruising along just fine, and also you run into a patch of ice. So be on the lookout for that. Our ice track, not a lot expected to fall, so this won't be a power line issue or anything like that, but it doesn't take much of a glaze to cause some icy conditions. We are below freezing, 31. They're seeing a lot more problems up to the north as you get into Monroe County. In fact, they have I-94 closed westbound, and take a look at some of the traffic cameras. Some of the cars are just stalled on the side of the roads. And we could be seeing a few icy patches in the Dane County area, with the temperatures sitting just below freezing right now, sitting at 31 in Madison. Not a whole lot of fog this morning, but that's indicative of all the moisture that's in the air. So a light glaze of ice mainly to the north. This will probably last a couple more hours, and then it should be improving as we will warm up. And then eventually later this morning in the afternoon, the sun comes out in 40s in our forecast. Will be a bit colder tomorrow and also Friday. But today, temperatures in the 30s this morning, but as that sun starts to break out later this morning, rising into the low to mid 40s area wide. And I wouldn't doubt if areas to the south toward Janesville aren't in the upper 40s today. So we'll look at partly sunny skies today and precipitation ending pretty quickly. More clouds roll in tonight. May see a little fog again tomorrow morning. We've been dealing with that quite a bit over the last couple of days, and temperatures in the 30s. So we're up to 44 today, 35 tomorrow. Storm system passing to our south, really not affecting us too much, more clouds than anything. We'll be breezy and colder Friday, but that's the coldest day of the next 10. Could be in the 40s by Sunday and early next week.
Thank you, Kelly. 6:17 right now. Here's Sports Director Zach Hanley with your morning sports.
Without their leading scorer, Wisconsin went into Illinois and came back with a loss. Now the challenge for Greg Gard, don't let that one loss turn into two against Michigan State and just get Tyler Wall healthy. Still no timetable on his return. That's not good. Also not good. Badgers trailed by 2 at the break. But then second half, Steve came alive. Crowell working hard down low for 2 of his team-high 19. 15 of those came in that second half. Wisconsin led by as many as 5. Michigan State would battle back. Joey Hauser splashes home the triple to give the Spartans the lead. Chucky Hepburn answers right back for Bucky. The step back, part of his 14-point performance. That bucket ties the game up at 63. But then A.J. Hogard would close the door. There's your game winner. Wisconsin loses their second straight game, 69-65, in a game they know they probably should have won.
We should have been able to close that out, and that's on all of us. It's not one or two people. All of us did little things down the stretch that didn't help us.
You know, the 4 minutes at the start of the game, in the 4 minutes at the end, and as I told the team, unfortunately it's 40 minutes, not 32. So we've got to find a way to continue to be a more complete team at the start and at the end.
Elena West and La Follette hosting Big 8 leading Verona. And West got off to a fast start in this one. The Lancer walking bucket drops home the floater to give La Follette a 2-point lead. But then Verona would amp up the pressure. Future Hawkeye Taylor Stremlow picks the pocket and then completes the dine and dash, part of a 7-0 Wildcat run. Stremlow finished with 15, and then later it's Abby Rupp-Now dialing one up from deep. Verona moves to 10-0 in conference play with a 90-43 win. It's been a frustrating start to the second half of the season for the Badger women's hockey team. Wisconsin is currently on a 3-game losing streak where in 2 of those losses, they were shut out. And it doesn't get any easier. Up next is a trip to take on #1 ranked Ohio State. So to try to snap out of this funk, Mark Johnson is keeping it simple this week in practice for his squad.
For our younger players, it's a good learning process. For our older players, especially this weekend, they know the personnel. They've played there before for 3-4 years, and they have to be ready to play Friday early on in that game to give us a chance to get through that wildfire, as I call it, that's going to happen.
Back to you.
Thank you, Zach. 6:20 right now. Coming up, why you might now want to skip that glass of milk this morning.
And in our next half hour, we have new developments in the investigation into the death of a local principal. Also, we continue to track some freezing rain to the north that's impacting the start of school here on your Wednesday. Stay with us.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name's Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Garage doors do not like the cold weather at all.
As soon as it gets cold springs, parts will burn.
At Precision, we can fix any make or model, usually the same day.
Rain, sleet, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
The Power Swabs were so easy to use. I don't have to have strips sitting on my face for an hour. I don't have to have a foam tray where I feel like I'm gonna gag or I'm gonna go play football. I've tried like every over-the-counter whitening because, I'm one of those people that's like obsessed with white teeth.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like, you gotta leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab and I just gotta rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the Power Swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth this new year by ordering Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the regular price. Yes, 50% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free Quick Stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
All right, it's a big day here in Wisconsin. We are celebrating something that makes this state what it is. One of the things that makes it so great living here.
Yeah, it is National Milk Day. So here's your chance to raise a glass to one of the world's oldest and most natural foods. Dairy, obviously a major industry here in the state of Wisconsin, being known for its dairy production. The state is often called America's Dairy Land, which you'll find, of course, on the traditional Wisconsin license plates.
One of my favorite shirts is one that says, "Welcome to Wisconsin. Smell our dairy air."
That's true. You know what? When I was living in Austin, one of the biggest festivals down there was South by Southwest, and they had Cheeselandia, Wisconsin dairy producers. Biggest hit probably for South by Southwest in 2018-19. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. We're making an impact. Even way down
worldwide.
So we've got some issues to contend with in the weather when we get to the northern part of the viewing area. We're seeing some school delays because of some of that freezing rain that you've been tracking this morning.
Yeah, and also some road closures as well. Most of this has been just to our north. We've seen this band of light freezing drizzle, some fog, a little bit of rain mixed in, a little bit of an enhancement coming into Dane County as well. We're below freezing, really cold up to the northwest, that's where they're seeing the main impacts once you get northwest of the Wisconsin Dells. But we should get rid of this pretty quickly this morning. Some sun returning this afternoon, and we've got some mild weather going into the weekend. Temperatures in the 40s next week, so the unusually mild weather continues. But I want to talk about traffic. Madison, we're not seeing too many impacts in the Madison area, at least according to the map. We're not seeing any accidents. It's way up to the northwest on I-94. Westbound lanes of 94 closed north of Toma, but you can see Highway 12, a lot of red showing up. We've got closures on Highway 12 between Mauston and also Toma as well. So some ice covered roads, especially to the north of Madison this morning.
Messy.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to track this morning, including some breaking news from overnight. All that here coming up right at 6:30.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. Earn fuel points on every purchase and save up to $1 a gallon at the pump. With Pick and Save fuel points, all you do is win big savings. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Bag sale, 15% off. So I was thinking we could fix up a few things around here. New cordless drill, so we can finally hang those pictures. LED bulbs, that'll help with the electric bill. Picked up some toothpaste for us. Always need batteries. New coat of paint for the mudroom. And finally, something to unclog that basement sink.
The bag is back. Hurry in and get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag now at Menards.
Introducing Sass, Sauce and Shells, a bold new restaurant on Madison's Capitol Square, combining the best of barbecue and shelled seafood by Chef Joe Perkins. Add a little sass to your lunch or dinner plans today. Open 7 days a week.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. That big crispy boy can barely fit on the bun. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
We protect your house.
We're gonna do it!
And your car.
We need to keep our energy up. I want to take me to Funky Town.
Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down and it's flat. Thank you again, Sonobello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in our stores. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
New overnight, engulfed in flames. Your pictures show a van on fire outside of a Madison business.
And new developments in the investigation into the death of a local principal. What Fitchburg police are looking for this morning.
And a glaze of ice has formed on some of the roads, mainly north of Madison this morning, but we should get into some sun this afternoon.
Good morning, everyone. We've got some breaking news on flights across the country. We have a new update from the FAA that came in just about 10 minutes ago. They're dealing with a computer system issue. All domestic flights, according to the FAA, ordered to stay grounded until at least 9 a.m. Eastern time to allow the agency to validate the integrity of flight and safety information.
Wow.
We are keeping an eye on Dane County Regional Airport. They have some delays posted right now. Who knows what this could be, but as of, again, for right now, all domestic flights across the country grounded until 9 a.m. Eastern time. So what, that's 10 o'clock our time? So that is something that we will continue to track here.
You said 9 o'clock Eastern time?
So 8 o'clock our time.
8 o'clock our time.
8 o'clock our time, yeah.
Boy, tricky with air travel and tricky out on the roads this morning.
Yeah.
You'll probably see school watches up on your screen this morning. We've got some school delays and also some road closures out there, too.
Yeah, road closures mainly well to the north of the Madison area, and that's where most of the problems have been this morning because they've had steady drizzle. It's not accumulating too much, but when you get any kind of ice, temperatures below freezing, it causes that glaze and the roads can get slick in a hurry, and that's what they're seeing mainly north of the Dells up through Camp Douglas. You can see that band of ice, and also off to the west of Madison, a little bit of freezing drizzle mixed in with drizzle moving in the Madison area. All the advisories are around Madison area to the north up until 9 o'clock this morning. A lot of this precipitation should come to an end within an hour or so, at least lifting up to the north. But we are below freezing, 31 up toward the Dells. Then you got upper 20s north of there. I-94, as you get north of the Dells, really going to be slick this morning, but even some patches of ice, bridges, overpasses, elevated roads this morning. But by the noon hour, you'll forget all about it. Looks like some nice conditions as we break out into some sunshine, and temperatures are going to be mild this afternoon. Right now in the Madison area, we're not seeing any crashes being reported, but some of the roads are ice covered and slippery, even in Dane County. So use some caution. You might be okay on some of the wet roads, but once you get cruising along, you may run into an icy patch. Here's where we're really seeing the problems. We do have the road closure, I-94 westbound. North of Toma, cars are lined up at that intersection, so avoid that area. In fact, Highway 12 has some closures as well. You can see the red on the map. That's indicative of some really icy conditions as you go between Mauston and up toward Toma. So be on the lookout for that this morning.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Remember, you can always stay on top of the changing conditions. We know Wisconsin winter can be brutal. Just download the free First Warn weather and traffic app. You can get all of your road information right there, right now. You can get it for free wherever you get your apps.
All right, back to that breaking news about flights across the country this morning being grounded. The Federal Aviation Administration says a computer system failure is to blame. So all flights across the country cannot take off until at least 8 o'clock our time. That outage involves its air mission system, which sends out flight hazards and real-time restrictions to pilots. The system went down. The FAA tweeted out about 12 minutes ago that they are still working on this thing, and then they've got to check it to make sure that everything is still valid. Passengers who are expecting to depart this morning should keep checking with their airline for the latest. We are monitoring the situation at Dane County Regional. There are delays posted at this hour. Dane County Regional Airport, not, of course, the busiest in the region, but still some of those flights are being affected this morning. In that tweet from the FAA, you see it here. They are still working on restoring it. Delta says they are delaying all domestic flights, along with, this is all airlines across the board nationwide. So we'll continue to monitor this and bring you updates when there is something new to report. That tweet from the FAA, again, this breaking news we're following this morning. Here on News 3 Now this morning, all domestic flights grounded because of a computer system issue that warns pilots about air travel conditions. Everything is grounded until at least 8 o'clock our time here in the Central Time Zone.
Also breaking locally overnight, we have been making calls all morning on a house fire in Jefferson County. This happened in the city of Jefferson. We know the call came in around midnight. Crews were on the scene until about 4 o'clock this morning when they were officially called off. 6 departments were helping that out. The house is on East Linden Drive near Stoppenbach Park. We do know everyone made it out safely.
And take a look at this. This is also new overnight. We have some close-up viewer pictures of another fire. You can see someone in the picture has a fire extinguisher spraying the vehicle. This happened right outside the Discount Tire on the west side near Old Sauk Road on the Beltline. Madison fire officials say they were called around 9:30 last night. We're told everyone is okay this morning.
New this morning, the Green Lakes County Sheriff's Office is asking for help from the public after someone stole 6 dogs from the front yard of a Dalton home over the weekend. In a Facebook post, the Sheriff's Office said the 4 puppies and 2 adult Pomeranians were taken during the day Sunday. The suspect is described as a woman driving a 2-door white pickup truck. The descriptions of the dogs can be found on our website, but one of the dogs is black and white with a missing back leg. If you have any information, you are asked to contact Greene County Crime Stoppers.
A 14-year-old boy in Milwaukee will be charged as an adult and faces 60 years in prison after shooting his girlfriend. The 14-year-old is said to have shot Giselle Jones, also 14, in the head 3 times. Jones somehow survived the shooting and told police that it happened after she wanted to break up with the boy. The boy admitted to the shooting, calling it a fit of rage. He's being charged as an adult with first-degree intentional homicide.
This morning, Fitchburg police say they're looking for more information about a crash that took the life of a local middle school principal. Investigators are still looking to speak with anyone who may have witnessed the crash that killed 56-year-old Beth Steffen, the principal at Badger Ridge Middle School in Verona. It happened last Tuesday at 6:30 in the morning at South Scene Road, just north of Argus Lane. After it happened, authorities in Fitchburg said the driver stayed at the scene and cooperated. They have not indicated if any charges have been filed. Witnesses are asked to call the Fitchburg Police Department.
Middleton police say the traffic lights at the intersection of University Avenue and Branch Street will likely be out for a significant period of time. This follows a suspected DUI crash that happened yesterday morning around 2 a.m. A 21-year-old man from New Glarus reportedly left the road and hit a traffic light control box, trees, and a building. In a Facebook post, police said the lights will be out for at least through the end of the week because of supply chain issues. The long-serving school superintendent in Waunakee is retiring. Randy Gutenberg's led that district for 15 years since 2008, and he is giving plenty of notice. This week, he presented his retirement letter to the school board, saying that, "I look forward to our work together to serve our community staff and children and provide the support that you need as you look to the future of the district." Gutenberg says he'll stay on as super for 18 more months until the end of next school year.
The city of Beloit is narrowing its search for a new city manager down to 3. They'll be replacing Lori Curtis Luther, who left her position last summer. Those 3 finalists are Casey Bradley, a veteran who is the current city administrator in Baraboo and has 16 years of local government experience. Jerry Gabriotis is the West Lynn city manager and has served for 6 years of the Chicago City Council. And Blaine Wing is the interim village manager of Sparta, Minnesota, with 20 years of local government experience and a master's degree in public administration. A second round of interviews will be held on Sunday.
New developments in the fallout at One City Schools. Madison Teachers, Inc., the union, is calling on the school now to return nearly $500,000 to the Madison School District. This was after One City shut down its 9th and 10th grade classes last week because of staffing shortages. If the students aren't enrolled in MMSD by Friday, funding will go to One City instead of Madison. President of the Teachers Union, Michael Jones, says people should know about the money being shuffled around with the 9th and 10th grade students at One City.
If other schools are taking public funds, taxpayer funds, away from the system and then just able to do whatever they want without any accountability, that deserves to be called into question.
Last school year's per pupil payment was roughly $9,200. For 51 students, that comes out to about $500,000. Jones said that he was also concerned that if Madison Metro Schools does not get the funds, it will be harder to provide special ed services. Madison schools did send us a statement saying their focus right now is to ensure the families impacted have all the support and resources they need to ensure a smooth and welcoming experience. Two high school hockey programs coming together for a fundraiser to help support a Madison Memorial player and his family. Memorial and Madison West hosted a cookie war, a fundraiser between the schools to see who can sell the most during a game. The last time they did this, both schools evenly split the money, but last night it was for a more personal cause. 2 weeks ago, Memorial hockey player Caden Feinstein unexpectedly lost his dad, Eric. Eric was a big supporter of Memorial hockey and a proud hockey dad. Despite his death, Caden played in the game the very next day, scoring 4 goals.
And I had spoken to Eric's wife, and I said, at one point, we were talking last week, and I said, this is a true symbol of how many people Eric's touched and impacted their lives, that this many people have come together to support both high schools.
Thanks to Hy-Vee, the cookies were donated free of charge, allowing the programs to give all proceeds to the Feinstein family.
Well, more local news now. A Green Bay native has returned to Wisconsin to open up a farm. We don't often hear about people opening new farms these days, and you're also less likely to hear about people opening a cricket farm. Kevin Bachhuber told us he discovered culinary crickets on a trip to Thailand in 2006, and he was hooked. In 2013, a report from the United Nations jump-started his cricket career.
UN released a 206-page report saying, hey, maybe people should eat bugs. So one thing led to another. We ended up moving to Ohio, where we had Big Cricket Farms, which was my first cricket farm. And it later became the U.S.'s first FDA-inspected human food-grade insect farm.
Bachhuber has become a leader in global insect agriculture consulting. He's even given a TED Talk on it and now returned to his home state to start a new cricket farm. Bachhuber has around 2 million crickets and is hatching 500,000 every week.
Well, you don't see that every day, do you?
You really don't. That's a lot of crickets.
Man, I've eaten bugs a couple of times, like with other stuff. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't think I could do it. The texture would get me.
Yeah, maybe you grind them up and just secretly hide it in the food.
Whatever works for you, I don't know.
Gosh.
6:41 right now. Okay, let's take a live look outside. We are tracking a lot of breaking news this morning. One of those is freezing drizzle in parts of our news area this morning. We knew school watch is up. There are some school delays, also some interstate and highway closures too. Kelly Slifka is tracking that all coming up in his first warn forecast.
And we're seeing new scenes of devastation in California. Coming up next, firsthand accounts from a reporter caught in the severe weather.
At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your free same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s is a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit. And I'm 54, and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here, and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure, and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at Lens Crafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
News 3 Now is taking action to find and deliver the news stories that matter where you live.
Taking action to uncover the truth, getting answers, and finding solutions that can make an impact in your life and our community where we all live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
We're back here at 6:45. Powerful thunderstorms moving through San Francisco Tuesday, toppling trees and dumping hail on many parts of the city. Reporter Leanne Melendez was out in the storm and witnessed some of the damage firsthand.
One needed to see it to believe it. A minibus crushed by a tree on Sutter near Stockton in downtown San Francisco. For Sam Moharib, the owner of this black SUV, it was a terrifying moment when the tree also took down power lines while he was still inside the car.
Everything started getting dark, heard the branches hitting the car. I looked around, I saw sparks everywhere around me.
So the power lines were active?
They were active and still active until now. That's why we cannot go back to the car.
No one inside the minibus was injured. Shortly after, the National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning for San Francisco, Daly City, and South San Francisco. 5 minutes later, a hailstorm covered the city. With it came lightning, dozens of strikes across the city, including on the iconic Sutro Tower. Captured from far away and up close. The heavy downpour caused more floodings around the city, making it dangerous for cars to be on city streets. Within minutes of us being there, Public Works managed to clear the blocked storm drain. Here's some of the debris they collected all morning. But the fallen trees continue to be the city's main issue. Since New Year's Eve, Public Works has responded to about 1,000 downed trees and branches. Today alone, 14.
We really have been out hustling all day long since pre-dawn, mainly dealing with downed trees. That's the big issue right now, as well as some localized flooding.
This morning, crews worked quickly on removing this blackwood acacia, which fell on a car. The owner was not inside at the time.
The ground is so wet, and it's a low-lying area, and the water's pooling up. Tree's heavy, it's going to fall over.
Drew Landers has worked for Public Works for years and says this is as bad as it gets.
I would say this is like the worst winter I've seen in this short amount of time. I've been through wetter winters so far, but this is stacking up to be, as far as tree failures, one of the worst winters I've ever seen.
Leanne Melendez reporting there. The powerful storms that have hit California are now blamed for 17 deaths, at least since last month. Forecasters say more dangerous storms are on the way.
All right, Kelly Slifka is here now with your first warned weather at 6:47. A lot going on a Wednesday morning here, Kelly.
Yeah, you can see we do have some school closures underneath this screen there, mainly up to the north. That's where we've been seeing a lot of these problems, mainly along I-94 up toward Toma through Black River Falls and Eau Claire, I-39, seeing some of those closure or those delays as well. In the Madison area, we haven't had a whole lot of problems on the roads yet, but that doesn't mean that can't occur. And notice that some of the ice is starting to form on your vehicle and also your windshield, so you're going to have to scrape that off this morning. A little bit of activity developed off to our west, kind of dissipating there toward Dodgeville along 151. But nonetheless, there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so that can freeze on contact. Even fog can freeze on contact. So the advisories are surrounding Madison until 9 o'clock this morning. Temperatures are below freezing. Things are much better down in the south, above freezing in Janesville. But from Madison areas to the north, and especially up to the northwest, you're seeing those temperatures much colder, and that's where you can really see some of that ice cause a lot of problems. Right now in the Dane County area, everybody everybody at or just slightly below freezing this morning. So we do have that freezing drizzle this morning. That should be coming to an end pretty quickly. Afternoon sun, 40s expected. A little bit cooler for tomorrow and also Friday. But today we should be climbing in the mid-40s. So once again, running well above average. And actually expecting some sun later today. And tomorrow, a little bit colder. Temperatures in the 30s, but we'll be back in the 40s early next week. We'll quickly want to get to some traffic here in the Madison area. We do have a disabled vehicle. This is on the Beltline eastbound ramp right at John Nolan Drive. And we're seeing still that closure on I-94 westbound north of Toma. A lot of delays headed between Mauston and Toma.
All right, Kelly, thank you. A Trump associate has been sentenced to 5 months in jail after engineering a wide-ranging tax fraud scheme in the Trump administration. Alan Weisselberg is a longtime executive for Donald Trump and a star witness in the criminal trial in the former president's real estate company. Weisselberg admitted to evading $1.7 million in income taxes. Trump was not charged in this scheme and has denied any wrongdoing.
Meantime, President Biden says he takes classified information seriously while facing some tough questions about classified materials from his time as vice president found at the Penn Biden Center offices. Roughly 10 documents were found before the 2022 midterm elections, and they had various levels of classification markings, including highly classified. The documents contain no nuclear secrets. The Department of Justice has opened an inquiry, and former President Trump, he is criticizing his treatment versus the treatment of President Biden. Trump said that why didn't the Justice Department announce the highly classified documents found in the Biden office before the election?
All right, 6:50 is your time. Coming up in the morning sprint, we'll have the latest on breaking news. The FAA issuing a ground stop for all domestic flights. We'll have the very latest coming up.
Yeah, including a brand new statement from the White House. First, if you have a little kiddo turning 3 soon, we would love to share their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Get up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of furniture and mattresses must go. Lowest prices around on recliners, sofas, mattresses, and lots more. Slumberland Furniture.
Now get an Escape, Edge, or Explorer SUV with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
Up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of merchandise must go. Lowest prices around on mattresses, rugs, bar stools, sectionals, accent chairs, and more at Slumberland Furniture.
Watch News 3 Now at 5 with Eric, Susan, and Gary. Weeknights.
It is 6:54, time for the morning sprint.
And we begin with the update to breaking news of all flights across the country being grounded. We have some brand new information from the White House. The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, says that a computer system failure involving a program that sends flight information to pilots is the reason this is all happening. So just about 15 minutes ago, the White House press secretary tweeted out that there is no evidence of a cyber attack at this point, but the president did direct the DOT to conduct a full investigation into the causes. Passengers who are expecting to depart this morning should check with their airline for the latest. And we are keeping an eye on airports across the country, including Dane County Regional. They have a couple of delayed flights at this point, but no cancellations yet. And we're just getting some new information here. Let's just hold for a moment. Okay, we're hearing that 8:30 this morning is the latest that Dane County Regional Airport is the earliest that they'll be able to get flights back in the air. Again, this just from Dane County Regional Airport. As we take a look here from another national airport, this could still, though, change, but right now, 8:30 is the earliest they could get flights back in the air from Dane County Regional.
These developments literally coming in by the second here, folks, so stick with us here, both on air and online. A major development here throughout the morning with this breaking news. Also happening right now, the New York nurses strike in its third day with no resolution found yet. The nurses are striking over staffing shortages. Mount Sinai nurses were offered a 19.1% pay increase, but rejected it as the offer does not address nurse-to-patient ratios. One New York State analysis said that 4,300 lives could be saved with proper staffing. In the U.S., we have a shortage of around 250,000 nurses.
All right, we've seen some freezing and drizzle mainly to the north of Madison this morning, but we are getting some of that glazing on the cars and windshields, so some of those secondary roads, elevated roads might be a little bit slick. So just take it easy this morning on the commute. Temperatures are below freezing. The good news is over the next couple of hours, we should rise above freezing and actually get into some sunshine going in the afternoon with 40s, and it looks like the generally mild weather will continue. The coldest day will be coming in on Friday, 40s Sunday and early next week.
All right, we're back with more on that breaking news at 7:26.